Hi, Angela here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to have fun layering leaves. We're going to do leaves upon leaves upon leaves. It's going to be fun, so grab your supplies and come jelly print with me. Okay, so I went out and found some plants to use for today's printing. And I did recondition my plates yesterday. It's the first time I've ever done it. So I read up how to do it and did it, and hopefully today's prints will come out decent. So I think we'll start with some Payne's Gray. We'll just spray around a thin layer of Payne's Gray. And I found these interesting little flowery weeds and said, they'll make some interesting prints. So I'm going to pick them up with just some cheap tissue paper. Going around them, making sure you're getting all the good stuff. Okay, and we got an interesting print. So we'll set that aside and we'll pull this. You know what? Let's try to pick up the ghost. I think I got enough room on this end to pick up the ghost. Hopefully it'll still be wet enough to pick that up. We'll see how that comes out. And on this one, let's put some... Let's do some of that dark pearl blue. Love those pearly colors. And we'll come in and put down a layer of that. And we'll brayer it off. Oops, missed a whole edge of my plate. Yes, my prints are picking up much cleaner since I cleaned my plates thoroughly and conditioned them. And we'll just throw down some leaves. We'll pull that. See, we've still got a nice ghost. And let's put this leaf right over top of the one we just did. Because why not? And I can fold it up and show you the impressions we got. And we still have some that's going to leave an interesting print on our page. And we'll pick it up with the light pearl green. This is another unplanned video. Got a hair on my plate. Okay. Another unplanned video. I was just planning on, we were actually outside fixing the outside outlet that caught fire. Lucky the house didn't burn. Very lucky. But we were fixing that, and I saw these things out there, and I said, let's use them. Oh, see, I like how this came out, doing it over top of the other print. Came out very nice. Okay, I think I'm going to let this one dry on there. Let that dry. Come over and peek on how this one's coming out. Rub a little more in these spots. And we got what was left of the ghost picked up on that, but we're going to come in and pick up more on that same one. I'm going to come in on this one with the, let's use the pearlized wine red. See what we get with this. I always got to remember, that one's very thin for some reason. Gonna put a layer of that on this one too. I'm gonna do wine red for both. Yes, if you find your plates aren't picking up complete images and stuff, condition them. It's not difficult either. I just took and put a bunch of, first you start with them clean. You clean all your paint and everything off them, and then you just put baby oil on. Or you can use food grade mineral oil, but I used baby oil because it's what I had. And I took and I put it all over it. Let's do some different leaves on this. Let's also pick this up on our first one. But you rub the baby oil all over it. And I rubbed it for quite a while. I mean, I had lots of baby oil. And you will see that the baby oil starts to work in. And then I took just a damp rag, but you can take a wash wipe. And you can pick up all that remaining oil off the plate. And this is the first I've used it since I did it yesterday. We got these little, they're probably going to come all off all over the plate, but that's all right. And stuff, but it did. It made a major difference in my plate. Oops, I want to pick up a little more in the center of these. And you can put it back down as long as you haven't pulled it all the way off. Look at that layered print. But we still probably will put another layer over top. Okay, I think I'm going to let this dry. And we'll pull this print. Because we're all about layering, layering, layering. Okay, I am gonna grab some scissors here and cut these two apart. Just because it's getting difficult to work with them together. So I just cut these two apart. Because I'm gonna pull the stuff from this and hopefully it'll be still wet enough to pull my ghost on this one. Okay, now we did the blue, the Payne's gray. That let's do the pearl green on this one. Let's see how this one comes out. And again, just a thin layer. And we'll pick it up on this. And as you can see, I didn't cut my papers evenly across, so we'll just put this little piece here to pick up so we clean it off the plate. Got little bits of leaf still on my plate. Just pick those off. Look, just another layer. And we're gonna come in with another layer. So let's throw down some, let's do the dark blue pearl color. Just loving these pearl colors. I gotta go back to Hobby Lobby and get more. I was like, nope, today's not going to be a video day. I'm going to take a break from the videos, but nope. Got to do a video. Found these pretty plants. Got to use them. Okay, now we're going to come back in with this one to pick up this. Line it up the best you can. I'm always a little off. Not just as a person, but with my paints. See, we got an interesting print here, so we'll just keep layering them up. Okay. We'll do the pearl green on this. Because we're gonna pick it up on the first one we did. And let's see here what we want to put down. We'll put down some more of these. Let's use some little leaves. Because again, we're just layering. And we're going right on top of the first one we did. And again, try to line it up as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's a little easier when you're using paper like this that you can see through. But even still, you can see I did not line up perfect. Rubbing around all my little leaves. See, the print is much more interesting with another layer. Now we'll pull these leaves. And while they're still a little wet, we'll come back in on this one. Hopefully they'll be wet enough to pick them up. If not, we'll just add paint and pick up our ghost that way, but I think it might be wet enough. Yeah, you gotta work fast. And sometimes I talk a little too much to work fast. Rub all around my little plant bits. Love how this came out. Love this print. And now we'll pull the stuff off this. And we'll throw it on this one. Don't know how well it's going to show because they're kind of similar in color, but even though just make a slight difference, you should be able to see some difference. See, I don't often know if my camera's picking up all the details, but the print has gotten more interesting just by doing that extra layer. Okay, and we did manage to pick up, not that you see, it's a very subtle difference, but you can kind of see. So let's come in with our dark green, our dark pearl green. I'm going to use that on both. And again, I'm leaving my grunge on my plate because I don't mind that extra layer of grunge. It gives you a little extra texture. Gotta remove little bits of the plant. Okay, now I'm gonna come in with my leaves. I'm just gonna put my leaves down. I'm gonna come in with the one we already did, just to give us another layer of texture. On this one, I think we'll throw some leaves on. Maybe our little flower off to the side. A couple more leaves, and now we're gonna pick up the first print over top of our ghost pickup. Because we're experimenting and having fun. Gotta squish to get around all these little flowery bits. Pick up as much of that paint as I can. See, I love how these have came out. And we're going to let this dry on there. And we'll come over and pull this print. And see, we've just created a subtle layer of more texture. Okay, now we'll pull these and we're gonna let them dry. We're gonna come in with the blue. See, when I started this, I had no intentions of doing these pearlescent paints, but here I am, back at them. Okay, and I think we'll pick this up on another piece of tissue paper. And on this one, let's come in with the red. And we'll brayer that off on the side. And we'll come in with another piece of tissue paper to pick that up. And again, I don't worry about getting all my wrinkles out because a wrinkle in your paper's nothing to fuss about. It's better on your paper than on your face. Okay, we're gonna have to let that one dry a little bit. I used a little much paint on these. And okay, you see very little of the lighter paint, but you do see a slight color change. So I think we will come in with a wash wipe and wash that off. So we are starting with a clean plate because I don't want all that thick gunky paint. Because I kind of want the definition. That's too much on there to make me happy because I want the definition of my leaves. So we'll erase them off there. Wash them off. Again, just baby wipes. Okay, now we will put, let's see here, what do we want to start with? We'll start with the green. We'll start with green. And we'll put our green down. Just a thin layer. I mean, you can barely tell I put paint on this. We'll throw some leaves down. Pick it up with a piece of tissue paper. Come back over here. Pull this. You see a little where I had the leaves on here, but not really well, because again, I was a little heavy-handed with the paint. So again, we're gonna wash that off. Don't want all that. I mean, for a grunge look, this plate would be perfect for. To get good details on leaves, not so much. Okay, so we'll pull this. Nice print. You can see the outline of the leaves. Okay, we're gonna pull that. We're gonna come in with this one that we already did, and we'll put that over, and hopefully it'll be wet enough to pick up those leaves. Okay, on this one, I think we'll come in with the green. Okay, let's lay our plants out on here. Let's just do a bunch of these. Like this bunch better. And let's come in with a different piece. Rubbing in all those little flower bits. Okay, let's peek and see how this one came out. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up, but you can see the leaves. But I just don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. So we'll pull this print and we'll pull our flowers and come in with the red one and hopefully get to pick up some that'll show. But it might be, this one might be too dry. But we're gonna come back in on this one with the red. Gotta remember what I'm doing here. What colors I wanna use next. We'll come in with the red. And we'll put down some leaves. And I'm just pretty much putting them wherever. Just making sure they're in a different spot or a different kind, and we're gonna put it on this print. Just to create that next layer. Okay, let's pull this. And if you're, I don't know if it's picking it up, but you can see the leaves. But again, don't know if that's picking up on the camera. So we'll come in with the blue. And this time I think we'll pick up the ghost. Not the ghost. The first print. On the ghost print page. Okay, we'll put down some plants. And we'll come in and pick it up on the same one we just did. Okay, now we'll come over here and pick this up. Look at that gorgeous layer. Now we're gonna pull these leaves, and hopefully our paint is wet enough to pick it up on the blue one. Now this print is looking more interesting. So we'll pull the plants And let's try to pick them up on our ghost page. Our ghost page. Our ghost print. Let's pick them, not on our ghost print, we're picking our ghost print up on our first print. I'm confusing myself, so if you're feeling confused, okay, we picked up the leaves. Nice print. Okay, but I think we'll come in with the light. Let's do the, where's the, what did I do with it? Right there it is. Yeah, we still got some from the leaf before, but we'll just leave that and we'll go over picking out these little pieces of plant as we go. And we'll throw down some more leaves. And let's pick that one up on this. I have a hard time choosing which what I want and put what layer on. Okay, now we'll pull this print and see how this turned out. Oh, I like how this came out. That's nice. Okay, so now we'll come in on this one. I'm gonna clean, because I got lots of little plant pieces here. Little pieces of my plant stayed on my plate. Again, not gonna clean it super well, just to get some of this excess stuff off. Mostly to get rid of the plant pieces. Okay, and I'm gonna come in with the, let's do the red. And I'm gonna pick it up on this one. Oh, first I'm gonna put the plants down. I almost screwed up, getting ahead of myself. Getting all ahead of myself. Now I'm gonna pick it up on this. And again, just line it up the best you can. Rubbing around all these little plant bits. Okay, let's pull this. Now I like this print. This print I like, just the way it is. This one we're gonna let this dry. Got a few little plant pieces to pick out. But we'll come over to this one. And we'll pull this. Whoop, not quite. My paint may have dried here, so I might not pick up all this, but still we get a pretty decent print. I did let my paint dry in spots. So we will pull them. And we'll throw down the blue. Need a little more paint. Okay, and we'll come in with another piece of paper to pick it up. And this is like deli paper. Okay, this one, where did I set my Payne's Gray? Right here. I'm going to pick this up with my Payne's Gray. The pearly paint for me seems to require less, where my Payne's Gray seems to require more. A little piece of plant right there. And I'm just going to pull this on the end of this paper. Yeah, I think we got some really nice prints today. I think I'm going to leave that a bit longer. Well, maybe I'm not going to pick that up. Parts of it were too dry, but other than where my paint had dried around the edges, it's a nice print. So, we can go over what we've got today. We've got this print. And this one. This print. Then we get into the ones that are much more interesting. My layer upon layer prints. Love how these guys came out. I don't know whether this one, nah, I think it's this one. I think this one here is my favorite. I think this is my favorite print. And then we have this print. And of course we've got this final print to pull. And we're at that point of the video where if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, feel free to do so. It costs you nothing. It just helps grow the channel. Okay. So, that concludes today's video. So as always, have a wonderful day.